Scotty's wheelhouse now. Pedal steel licks with some actual backing stuff that I just recorded on my acoustic and a bass. Make it nice and easy to learn these things. Using my old Paisley Strat. Got my TBX turned wide open on my tone. I'm going to these two pickups using a Boss CS2 compressor sustainer. Level up just a little bit past half. As always, attack off and sustain wide open, as I do on every compressor. And the Morley volume pedal restructured by myself. Now the amp sound is lots and lots and lots of reverb. Because we're doing the pedal steel thing, it takes about 10 times as much reverb than what you would normally use on a guitar to actually get it past and over all the other instruments so that the audience actually hears maybe 20% of it. So while you've got this huge wave of it on stage, you know how minute that will actually be once it reaches their ears. So that much. Okay, so reverb, reverb, reverb. Okay, so we're in the key of A. We're going to do some basic pedal steel things. First of all, we're going to skip strings. No picks unless you have a thumb pick and a finger pick and are doing the hybrid thing. So very basic stuff coming at you. A, D, A, E. Just typical country stuff. Okay? So I'll try to get as much as I can and talk as little as possible beyond this point. Okay, so we're going to go on the G string and the E string only. I will name the fret number of the G string first. It'll be like tabs. So we're going to go G string, E string. You can take a look for my fingering if you would like. Okay, so we got 6 and 5, 7, 7. So you have to reconfigure. I'm not going to play it like this, but I'm just showing you so you can hear the different notes. 7, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's a chromatic walk up. You can use it if you want, or leave out the 8. But it sounds great when you're going into it. Again, you can watch my volume pedal down here, see what's going on. Here it is chromatically up. Okay, so you can hear the acoustic version and then having it fade in. And the secret to all this, besides the compressor, volume pedal, and the right tone and the right amount of reverb, is turning your amp up twice as loud as you would ever need it, so you have tons of headroom down here. Okay, same as steel players do. They often turn their amps on 10, and that's where they get all their clean sustain at. Okay, so you squeeze a little out of every note. So some vibrato here doesn't hurt. Now we're going to take our first finger, bend it up a whole step. Whole step is 2 frets. Okay, so we're grabbing them both same time here as like a claw thing. We leave the E string alone, we don't bend it. And do what you want with your foot, but it has to sound like a pedal steel. Listen to a lot of pedal steel. It makes a big difference if you play it. Now we're going to go make a 7th out of it. And that's going to be on E and B. So here we've got, up on the high E, we've got 9 ring finger, 8 middle finger, okay? Or 8 first finger, which is what I like. So I could slam that middle finger back on 9 and make a full chord. So, okay, so it's just doing D to D7 shape. So you can see what you can do there for whatever you need later. Little ideas as we go by. Okay, so again. Okay, I just... you can figure that out, I'm sure. So we've done one chord, A. Now we're going to do the same thing. Remember, you can do it all the same, as you know, on D and on E. But I'm going to show you the way that steel players think of these things. They've got 10, 12 strings on their stuff, so they'll go to lower stuff, as will we in just a moment. Okay, so after the... it lets you know you're getting ready to change to the 4 chord. And that's how country music works, or classic country anyway. Now we're going to go to the D, which is simply going to be 10 and 11, or 11 and 10. Same as before, skipping the B string, so I'll go from the G string. 11 and 10. 12, 12. 13, 13. 14, 14. And you can do the same bend. Okay, now if you come back to the A, you're just at the top of it, which is a huge thing to remember. Okay, so after we get done with the A, these are ideas, okay? So learn these ideas, maybe not the exact licks, but the ideas and the shapes, okay? So here's coming out of the A. Okay, so we just went back to the A, so the D the same, now A, now the top of the E, meaning the top, what do you mean? You can add a 7 in that way on the B string, 3rd fret, okay? So it's same as, so you can go way up there if you want to. Same as the D, and then the A. I know that's what you're all waiting for. So if you do choose to go up really high on the E, it's just the same thing as all the others, just start on the 13 and 12. Okay? And now if you do it like that, play it straight, you have time to get way up here on the 21st fret. So that's 21, 21. You bend the G string up. Okay, then you're going 19, 19. Now we're going down to 16, sneaking up on the A because we're still in E. So we're still at, then you can go up here, or just go here. But it sounds neat to go from the E to part of the A. That one there is a very basic lick. I'll teach it here, then back down where it goes. That's 17 pinky, 17 pinky, 16 pinky. Okay, but I am doing pinky, pinky. How many pinkies I got? Okay, 17 pinky, high E. Then our ring finger on 17. Middle finger is going to be on 16. But we're going to start off with pinky. Okay, moving our ring finger up on the B string a whole step. I put this finger down just to help bend it. That's 3rd fret. 3rd string. Sorry. Oh man, need my Wheaties. 3rd string, 16th fret. Okay, that's actually same down here. Okay, for A, you're just an A, high E string, I'll always name it. So 5, 5. Full step bend. Now G string, play a couple strings, don't matter which. If you do it like that, all 3 strings are ringing, which is what pedal steels like to do. Have a lot of them, and maybe even add the low A string in. Okay, if you want to, you can go tapping and do the A flat and slide it forward to the A as your bend is coming up. And all that extra headroom helps you get in there. Okay, so we have okay, you're like, all that? Yep, that all derived from there. So again. Okay, so there you have all of that kind of stuff. Now, real quick, I'm going to go through more things that you can do, and you will figure out how to play them once I give you just the basic shapes, because it'll all go like that. And remember, it's really cool to sneak up on things. One thing you want to do that's very cool is a 6th chord. If you're an A, it looks just like an F, but you put your pinky on, see, just on the B string, okay, on the 7th fret. And here's cool, you do each note and let it ring. Hit it, go backward and forward. Going backward, that's the 7th, up to D. 7th. The other things are going to be just groupings. We're going to skip strings again on the D and B strings. Okay, so if we're doing our actual A there, we would actually be way up here because the B string is going to name it. So let's do that. So D string 11 and B string 10. because you'll want to get the different strings. So it's the exact same as before. Okay, just your B string names it. Now the D is easy because you just go way down here. Okay, same thing as before. Now A. Okay, now here's where we get to actually change strings and do strings that are right next to each other, because we're not always going to be skipping strings. And doing B string and G string. So we've got G string here, B string here, both on the 2nd fret. Now we're going to go 3, 4. Okay. Then up. Chromatic walk up. So we're going to call it this way, I guess. 4 and 3, 5 and 4, 6 and 5. Now here's what's cool. Is you can actually bend these two together. Okay, when you're doing strings right next to each other. Now that takes precision. Okay, so they're glued together basically, is all I can tell you. Or, okay, and then your D's. And then E would be here. Because it's just really nice to sneak in, like I said, before you get back to the 1, just go 1 fret behind it with something. It's just very cool to do so. Okay? Now here's one more real quick. These tricks right here are quite cool. There's more to come, and I like doing them with this backing thing, and I'll play them right at the end. The rest that we've learned is just something like okay, so any lick in A. Okay, there's the 1. Okay, so what you're trying to get to is just playing A. I'm playing out of a D shape. Now I'm just going to try to make an A7, this. So I actually get this finger out of the way because I'm going to bend this one up. Start with what's called a pre-bend. Then I can land that note there on the 9th fret. Okay, so that there's just kind of cool. And use that one, okay? Just very cool. I'll play along with what we have and add all of them together real quick. And just have fun, okay? Just these 20-minute lessons is all I'm really trying to squish out there. So here we go, and it should remind you of everything we did. Okay, so there you go, a little intro into all that pedal steel stuff. Let me know if you like the overhead shots, being able to see everything, and we could do a lot of stuff that way. I thought it'd be cool from the player's point of view. Okay, talk to you soon, kids.